Well, hi there, folks. Welcome back to Mossy Roots Farm. This is going to be a different style of video. I wanted, for the longest time, to do some inspirational, motivational, just even a deep conversation type of videos. I tried it on another YouTube channel. I just couldn't seem to make it match. And every video I've ever watched, that's not their main content anyhow. There's a gentleman who is a rancher. I forget where he's from. He does a lot of these videos. Now, sometimes he'll have a cigar or a whiskey in his hand or something. I don't. The other hand's on the camera. I won't be doing anything like that, but just, I wanted to do a video that either got you thinking or maybe motivated you, or even just relaxed you, calmed you down, to let you know someone else is going through the same stuff. So, this first video is going to be the most important video, and I'm going to reference it almost every other time, because I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm a young kid, a lot of you might say. I am barely old enough to rent a vehicle, rent a car, so that tells you about my age. So why am I here making this video? Why am I here explaining anything about life when I don't know nothing about life, according to some? Well, that's the problem. I have been feeling a certain type of way about my employment for a long time. I used to do industrial maintenance, which would be anything from working on conveyor and conveyor systems to bread ovens, bread proof boxes, stuff like that. Worked on power equipment, you know, like forklifts and jacks and stuff like that. I've also worked on bacon and ham processing equipment, you know, if you want your bacon sliced or stuff like that. Every single one of those jobs, I was treated like some young kid that didn't know anything. And that's not the case. I never went to college, I never went to school, but you see, I've got a farm. And I learned a lot of that stuff from here. You know, a lot of folks might be like, oh, well, what do you mean you know how to change a sprocket? I thought you had no experience. Really? How many pieces of farm machinery have a chain and a sprocket? Pretty much every single one of them. So why would I not know how to do that? I've tore apart an engine and put it back together with almost no books, no references, other than a few things that I might have had to look up specifically. Again, I'm not dumb, and I'm not tooting my own horn. Like, I don't want you guys to think that I'm bragging. I'm just explaining that there are young people out here that do know more than the old man, that do have the ability to learn quicker than somebody else, that do have the ability to look at it one time and know how it works. That's a lot of the problems I was facing. I wasn't appreciated. I was always that young kid with an attitude because I always knew what was going on and I could always fix stuff. But is that a bad thing? In my opinion, no. If I'm hiring somebody to work on my tractor, do I want some guy that's got 30 years of experience that can barely put a tractor together? Or do I want some young kid that might be 25 to 30 that has only been doing it for a couple years, but makes the best rebuild engines that I've ever seen or that anyone's ever seen? What would you prefer? I mean, of course, some of you are like, oh, you can't beat experience. Well, yes, you can. Because 30 years at one place does not mean experience. That means that you stuck around when you got your foot in the door. And for all I know, that 30 years of experience, 29 of those years was pushing a broom. So, but this is why I'm going to reference this video, because there are so many folks out there that think because of the age or because of the experience that you may not have, that you're not worth it, that you don't know what you're doing, that whatever. I had a previous job where it was myself, one other employee, and then a maintenance supervisor. So 3 of us for a whole company. I had no experience in the maintenance stuff that I was specifically working on. It was CNC machines, CNC lathes. The other gentleman had minimal experience on it because they didn't have the CNC lathes where he used to work at. I used to work there too, so I know a little bit about that other company. I got let go for who knows what reason, because they lied on the reasoning that I was fired. And the other guy who doesn't know nearly as much as I do stayed, and he has 30 years of experience. And again, I'm not tooting my own horn. I was able to walk up to machinery and fix it that he was working on for hours. He tore apart a machine and then he put it back together, still had the same problem that it did before. Then when I was told to look at it, I don't know what my hands are doing. When I was told to look at it, I found the problem immediately. I wasn't allowed to fix it because I was pulled to do a different job, and the other guy was allowed to fix it, which doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm the reason that machine is fixed. So why did I get fired? I don't know. That's a good question. So I wanted to make a video like this that got you thinking, that maybe allowed you to see a different side of folks. You know, I'm not saying that I'm normal. I'm not saying that every 25 to 30-year-old has my abilities, that has my experiences. But what I can say is that I have those experiences and I have those abilities, and that I can do that. So if I can do that, maybe somebody else can do that. And just be patient with everybody. Some of these young kids coming up are so eager to prove, because they've been trying to prove their whole lives that they're worth something, that they can do what you ask them to do. And maybe that's their downfall. Maybe they're so eager to prove that they know something that they end up looking kind of like an idiot, or they end up rubbing you the wrong way, because how could some young kid know all this without any experience? It can happen. So anyhow, I'm going to try and keep these videos relatively short. I don't want to go on for 35 minutes, especially you guys just looking at my dumb face with a tractor and hay bales in the background. You know, maybe I will do a couple videos in some different places. I was originally going to do it with the cows, but I figured under these trees would be a nice place for this morning. So yeah, I don't know. If you guys like these videos, let me know. I know this is going to be a weird one because, well, it was kind of a personal rant of mine that I had, and I just wanted to get it out there, see what you guys would think of this style of video, and then maybe stick with it, maybe not. You know, you guys will have to let me know. So, all right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.